Hello, so sorry. I don't know why my computer cannot access the link, but
Look, good. Then we are complete enough to also start. So welcome everybody on 17 March, our Trench Path Plan webinar. And today I think we will, again, just as usual, have a very interesting presentation from one of our team members. And in this case, it's Hoang and Loc from the Vietnam node. And they have shared already a short description of their presentation of today. And they are going to talk about and share their insights on youth and women-led green enterprises, a driving force for sustainable development in the Vietnamese Mekong Delta. So thank you very much, Hoang and Loc. And the rest of the Vietnam node, I'll give the floor to you. So you can start sharing your screen for the presentation, and when you're ready, please go.
Okay,
yes.
Loc, I'll share my screen first, and then when I finish my side, and then I introduce you, and then you share your screen. Is that fine?
I cannot share my screen. Sorry. Yes,
yeah.
because I attended the meeting by the mobile phone. So sorry. It means you are the computer communicator.
All right, I'll do it. Okay, good. All right, then I share my screen. Okay, everyone seeing that? Yeah.
Yes, we can see your screen. We see now the PowerPoint in the edit mode, so not yet in the presentation.
Oh, not yet. All right. Wait. How about it now? No?
No changes?
Wow.
Maybe you stop sharing and then maybe share a different screen or share a window. You're now sharing your screen one.
Screen. How about this now? Is that okay? No?
No change yet?
Oh, I don't know. Normally I do.
Maybe in Zoom you stop sharing?
Advanced sharing options.
Tắt sharing đi Hoàng, xong rồi bật lại.
Yeah. Screen. Document, advanced document screen. Okay, then I think I can send the presentation to Yap, and then you can share from your screen. Yep.
I have it already, yeah?
Okay, just I don't know if it's the final one, but you can share.
Yeah, so do I have sharing rights, Leon?
Yes, you should have.
Yeah. Yeah, here it is. It was still...
Okay, that's one. Yes. Okay. All right, let me start.
Please.
Can I?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on youth and women-led green enterprises and their role in the sustainable development of the Vietnamese Mekong Delta. So my name's Hoang, and alongside with my co-presenters, Loc. Together, we will discuss how these enterprises are not only addressing environmental challenges, but also creating new economic opportunities in the region. So let's begin. The first slide, please. So, the next one, please. The next. Okay, before we dive into the details, so let's take a look at the broader context of the Mekong Delta. These regions, as you know, plays a crucial role in Vietnam's food security and economy, but it is now undergoing some significant changes. So, for example, we are witnessing growing attention from national leaders, also international stakeholders, alongside increasing efforts to restructure agriculture and integrate sustainable practices. At the same time, the green transition driven by policies like circular economy strategy, it is becoming a priority. And then technology advancements, for example, ICT and Industry 4.0 innovations also present exciting opportunities for transformation. So these trends set a stage for a shift toward more sustainable, resilience, and high values agricultural systems. Okay, next, please. However, despite these opportunities, the Mekong Delta faces a series of pressing challenges that threaten its long-term sustainability. Like you see on the slide, I will not mention longer, and you can see for example, droughts, salinity intrusion that are exacerbating freshwater shortages, also urban flooding, affect infrastructures and livelihoods, the upstream developments. This can reduce available water for agriculture, groundwater over exploitation and land subsidence, causing the land keep sinking. River and coastal erosion also threatens surrounding communities and farmland, and water pollution, ecological imbalances, climate change and sea level rise, and so on. Those need to be addressed, right? So we need something to be changed. We need a shift towards a sustainable agricultural and water management practices, right? So this brings us to the concept of transformation pathways, the concept that I believe all of you already have heard many times during previous webinars, right? So for us today, we go again to bring the concept to our case. So next slide, please. For we use the concept transformation pathways for our upcoming two papers. The first one we will see today, that is sustainable enterprises as strategic actors transforming agri-food systems in the Vietnamese Mekong Delta, that will be presented by Loc today. And the next one will be a multi-level perspective on understanding transformation pathways in agriculture in Vietnamese Mekong Delta. I will present it in the next one, in the next webinar in April. So, okay, next, please. First, we will look at transformation pathways. What is it? There are many definitions, as you might know. In our presentation, we use a reference, as you can see at the right bottom of the slide. Those are defined as structure approaches that guide major transitions in many sectors, like markets, technologies, business models, and policies. In Vietnamese Mekong Delta, transformation pathways serve as a roadmap for addressing environmental challenges, promoting sustainable economic growth, and fostering resilience. These pathways are essential for guiding local enterprises, policymakers, and communities towards sustainable development. So here we apply a transformation pathway on real-world case studies for the Vietnamese Mekong Delta. We will use it for first defining the target visions, establish clear goals for sustainable agricultural production, resource efficient food processing, and resilient water management. For example, we'll talk about that very in detail about for example, the first case is jackfruit enterprise transforms discarded fruit into plant-based food products. Those can reduce agricultural waste and create new revenue streams for farmers. And the next one should be transition processes. We will identify intermediate steps, integrate circular economy principles, scaling bio-ICT innovations and develop market-driven product strategies. For example, lemon and mushroom enterprise can demonstrate this kind of stuff by leveraging precision farming and sustainable processing techniques to meet consumer demand while reducing environmental impact. And then the last but not least, implementing strategies to develop supportive policies, financial incentives, and technological innovations to facilitate sustainable transformation. In this case, we use the case of coconut enterprise to amplify, this by adopting closed-loop production, strengthened by strengthening the supply chains. So in this case, transformation pathways can be aligned closely with, the sustainable development goals and provide a structured approach to sustainability challenges. So based on global research, 5 key fields of action can be identified to accelerate sustainability effort. While these fields are globally recognized, we will tailor to specific conditions of the Mekong Delta. Given the region environmental vulnerabilities and economic dependencies on agriculture and aquaculture, so these transformation pathways will provide a strategic roadmap to address pressing challenges, as I mentioned before. So in our paper, we apply the transformation pathways approach to structure our analysis and recommendation for the Vietnamese Mekong Delta. This will allow us to, systematically explore how youth and women-led enterprises are pioneer, innovative solutions, contribute to sustainable development and reshaping local industry. So now let's look at some real-world examples of these transformative initiatives presented by Loc. We skip one slide next, okay? So Loc, please go ahead. The floor is now yours. We skip this. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm very happy to share with you 3 insightful case study in the Vietnamese Mekong Delta. The first case I would like to call the jackfruit woman. She is name is Nhung, a chemistry teacher. Exemplify the power of entrepreneurs' vision in the Hoang province. She founded a plant-based food production company that utilizes the agricultural waste. Again, agricultural waste is made from waste, like for example, the discarded unfried wood into the foods, while simultaneously promoting sustainable agricultural practices. Her enterprise serves as a compelling example of how to provide sustainable agri-food innovation, transforming what was once considered waste into a source of wealth and opportunity. I love the title, Thriving Sustainable Agri-Food Innovation from Waste to Wealth. Next, please. Okay, in the in my updated, the PowerPoint is better because I highlight the circle. I would like to share there are many stories, there are many lessons into the business model canvas, but in this webinar, I would like to share the key resources. It means for from our own perspective against this woman less, she very strong at the science base, the technology compared to the other 2 case study. Because she used to be a chemistry teacher and she master the food technology. It means she learned a lot. Yes. Next, please. Okay. In this slide, I would like to share some key strengths and overcoming challenges and impact potential, because based on your based on your transport lesson, I would like to share that the jackfruit woman's journey highlights several key strengths. Firstly, her background in chemistry and food technology provided a a foundation for developing innovative plant-based products. Innovative plant-based product again. Secondly, she effectively implemented circular economy principle, turning waste to valuable resources. It means no organic waste is wasted in her business. Thirdly, she prioritized CSR. It means corporate social responsibility, recognizing its importance for both social impact and marketing. These strengths allow her to overcome significant challenges such as, firstly, for example, limited access to finance and complex regulation. Her success underscored the potential for investing sustainable agricultural agri-food technology in the Vietnamese Mekong Delta, which is contributing to a more resilient and environmental sound future of this region. Next, please. Yes, the second case study I call the Lemon Woman. Lemon Woman named Miss An. She has built a thriving enterprise focused on cultivation and processing of Persian lemons and various fresh tropical mushrooms. But to make the case study simple, I just focus on the lemon because she helped make the closed loop production again this kind of tropical fruit. It means nothing is way again in her business. You can see in the next slide. Okay, but now in this slide, her success, yes, you are right. Her success is deeply rooted in the application of bio-ICT. It means information communication technology tools and a commitment to the organic farming and sustainable practicing. By producing high quality, the whole Persian lemon processed product, she exemplified how scientific expertise combined with the low slope production can provide significant possible change in her agri-food sector. Next, please. Okay, again in the business model canvas of this lemon enterprise, there are many lessons we can share with you later, but in this lesson I would like to focus on the number 7 key activities, because in this case study it's very highlighted the low slope system, because it's very wonderful because you cannot see anything wasted in her business again, but he operated. It means she make the waste into the cosmetic, she make the waste into the chemicals, and she make the rest of the waste, it means into the fertilizer, and to make the first lemon plant grow a plant. Yes, next please. So there are several key trends and lesson I would like to share with you in this case study. The lemon enterprise success is built on several pillars. Firstly, she applied bio-ICT stone for maybe resizing farming, because she would like to minimize the water usage, optimizing cultivation and ensuring product quality. She also demonstrated a market-driven approach. This means she developed a diverse product range from the lemon, just the lemon, but she focused on the customer demand and trends. Finally, she has already created a strong brand identifier that emphasizes that the natural origin, health benefits, and let me think, sustainable production of her products. Yes, her trend has already enabled her to navigate market fluctuated and very later hurdle. Okay, finally, her story emphasized that the power of compounding technology, market awareness, and branding for sustainable success. Again, her story emphasized the power of combining technology, market awareness, and branding for sustainable success. Next, please. Yes, the The third case study or the last study is the coconut industry. In this case, it's very, very interesting because Miss Vang, it means the coconut woman, was not the Mekong Delta fellow citizen. She was the North Vietnam, Bắc Ninh province or near Hanoi. But she is driven by a strong passion for sustainability and promoting Vietnamese agricultural products. Founded a company focused on the high quality coconut export. It competed with the Thai's coconut export. She at first initially she faced many challenges, including navigating complex international trade variation because he focused on the exporting or the Europe, the American, the Korean. You can see in the next slide in the business model canvas, her core strategy involved implementing closed loop system again. Three case study have the same common, the same theme. It means the closed loop system or the circular economy. She also built a strong relationship with the both local farmer and especially international buyer. She focused on the quality over quantity. Her achievement include expanding her export market, creating local jobs, and promoting sustainable practices. She demonstrates a positive impact on the environment, the economy, and the community. Next, please. Yes, in the business model canvas, I would like to focus on the number 4, customer relationship. In this case study, she is so wonderful. She very good at maintaining the customer relationship, especially the overseas, the foreigner. It's we've learned a lot from her because before getting the startup, getting the entrepreneurship, she suggests that we must know who will buy our products, and she used a lot of time investing to pursue to convince the foreigner to buy, to sign the contract, to buy her contract in the long term. Next, please. Yes. Let me think. In this the coconut woman led enterprise, I would like to share the key lesson is she prioritize the quality and service. It means she do not want to sign a lot of contract, but she want to keep the loyal customer, the loyal clients, especially the top wholesaler like the Walmart, like the Costco. Actually, the fact is that the Walmart, Costco want to buy her product, smiling coconut of the processed coconut, but she did not have enough quantity to sell now. So, but she also faced significant challenges like climate change impacts on the coconut production, a lack of skilled labor, competition from overseas, the neighbor, the overseas neighbor in Vietnam, and regulator barrier. So she addressed by the circular principle, market diversification, collaboration, and technological innovation. Okay, now some quotation we like. It's been we very like the quotation is understanding through consumption. Understanding through consumption. You can see the picture in the previous slide. Our DUBC team enjoy her process, her coconut product inside her factory. It is so wonderful. Okay, and so it's the key to overcome initial community skepticism. Yes. Next, please. Yes, conclusion, the last part. So in this webinar, we would like to, in the Vietnamese no team would like to share around 6 lessons. In the first slide, we would like to share 3 lessons, but actually the enterprise it means the woman-led enterprises show us reframing waste as a resources, but not a waste. It means the enterprise, the sustainable enterprise transform agricultural byproduct into valuable assets, demonstrating that sustainability can be a sort of economic opportunity. Strategic partnerships are also extremely important. None of these enterprise work alone. They work with a lot of people from NGO, from professor, university professor, from the non-state. It means a lot of love, a lot of communities. Yes, and you can see the especially work well with the local farmer. It means the raw product production. Finally, they highlight adaptive capability. They constantly refine their value proposition, channel, and key activity in response to their situation, especially the climate change. Next, please. Yes, from the lesson 6, 5, and share, sorry, 4, 5, 6, I would like to share the invention, the brand future. Their vision extended beyond just profit. And you know, enterprise or the startup would like to earn lots of money, but no, their vision extended beyond the profit. It means the reason why they pay a lot of time, resources on the CSR, encompassing community empowerment, environmental sustainability, and social impact. This holistic approach was a driven force in their journey. I love their journey. They overcome the structural barrier like the financial limitation, a little the competition with the narrative overseas market. Yes. Okay, so finally, they embrace the fruitful. I love the adjective fruitful innovation, turning result constant into opportunity through that doing more with less. Doing more with less is a powerful engine for sustainable development, especially in the Mekong Delta. Next, please. So, in the last slide, around 20 minutes is so great. I would like to spend a lot of time discussing with us about 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Yes, for discussion question. First of all, which of the lesson resonate most strongly with your and our current work? Second, what specific action can take to apply our insight, the insightful Mekong Delta lesson into our planning process? Thirdly, how can we better incorporate diverse perspective and build stronger partnership? Lastly, last but not least, how can we foster a culture of adaptive capability and crucial innovation with our team, and many nodes over the world? The last slide, please. Okay, thank you for your lesson. Thank you for your listening. Do you have any more question we can discuss? I love the discussion.
Yes, thank you, Loc and Hoang. And with that, I think also the floor is open for maybe some people to chip in the 4 questions that you posed for the team on which of these lessons do resonate with our own work and the kind of actions we can take and how to incorporate these diverse perspectives and building stronger partnerships. And to foster this culture of adaptive capacity. So, that being said, I see a hand raised from Leon. So, Leon, then that means the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Loc and Hoang, for the nice presentation and the introduction to these 3 cases. I have 2 questions. One is, I'm not sure if it was one of your discussion points, but I would like to bring it to the table and ask your reflection on. So you have focused on these transformations in enterprises in the business sector, in women-led enterprises, actually. I think a lot of the other notes do not have this this private sector focus. So do you think, what do you think is different in transformations in the business sector compared to transformations either more in, let's say, community organizations or platforms, or maybe with some role for government agencies? That is one question that yeah, maybe you have some reflections on this. The second question is a clarification question. If you could clarify a bit more about the water angle in your transformation pathways, because it was a bit absent, but I'm sure it's there.
Hello.
Loc, so we have two questions, right? So you can choose to answer both, or okay, anything, or you want me to help or something. You can go first, okay? Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your question. Two question, Leon. Okay, the first question for me, it depends on the industry or the activity we are talking about. In the agri-food industry, for me, it's very easy to apply the transformation because even the living organization, the fly science, we can transform. It means again the transform from the matter A to matter B. It means maybe from waste to well, very well. But in the other industry like the factory, the metal, maybe the plastic, it's very hard for them to apply the sustainable, the trend pathway. I get it because it need to pay it need to pay a lot of money. It means initial investment is extremely high compared to the agri-food industry. Mhm. So in the next, the second sentence, the second question, Hoàng, please help me.
Okay. From what Leon mentioned, I believe that you want us to apply, transformation pathway that can incorporate like business sector into our concept. What I understanding is like, actually in the Mekong Delta, the enterprises, the three women we interviewed, is they play a role not only in enterprises in business sector, but also, in enhancing the circular economy approach. Like, okay, they use a lot of principles for their business ways. Like, for example, they use the waste of, for example, the jackfruit or lemon or mushroom, the waste, to put back into the loop for the input. So that's why we call them not only like business women, but also ecologists. And then they contribute a lot into the sustainable development pathway, also transformation pathway, not focusing on, like, for example, intensive rice farming, but also try to promote also like cross crop, like jackfruit or something, and creating jobs, opportunities for local communities. So I mean, in this sense, business role also play very crucial into making the transformation pathway possible. So that is what we understand from business sector incorporated into transformation pathway. But then for the second question you asked about the water, the sector of water. Okay, we didn't mention that in the presentation, but also water is one of the factors play a crucial role in making transformation pathway possible, in the sense like if we manage water resources wisely, if we use it wisely, for example, in order to reducing using a lot of water. And then in the circular economy principle, we use the waste of water also putting back into using for irrigation or using for the input in agriculture, for example. Then it's also one of the way that embedded water management into this loop. So I don't know exactly what we should do in this case, specific case, how they use water for irrigation, for mushroom, for lemon, for jackfruit. But as we interview, they always talk about that. They use water very wisely. So that's what we understood. So I don't know if I already answered your questions.
And another quotation we really like to share with you. This means the coconut woman, the coconut industry. She said that the other industry, the other kinds of business depend on the maybe the local, the local market, the local politics, but agriculture, agri-food industry, especially in the Mekong Delta, totally significantly depend on the El Nina, El Nino, yeah, El Nino, La Nina, yes. It means they very care, they very awareness of the water resources, and the water resources have a significant impact on their production, their quality, their quality of their products. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, just to add in a bit, Leon, I think Hoang and Loc already share, but I think the question is quite interesting. But I think the why we choose like more focusing on business transformation rather social system transformation, as you was asking, actually, because one of the very key driver now in Vietnam is so-called green transition. Yeah, so we call it twin transition, green transition, and digital transformations. And in terms of green transition, especially we think that the business sector is quite clearly affecting, the transformation process. Yeah, so actually we do another in parallel, another study. It's not presenting today, but we do another very intensive study on literature review, most likely based on a newspaper in Vietnam about the Mekong Delta, seeing how green transitions happening in entrepreneurship. So and then when we was then we see yeah, many very good women. So that's why we, and of course woman is quite interesting topic, more gender focused. So that's why we put it. But basically green transition driven really a lot by business sectors. So that is I think also to your question. And regarding the water topic, I think maybe Hoang Lorenzo already mentioned, but our survey, our study is also distributed over the Mekong Delta. So two first case study is like in the middle of the Mekong Delta, where fresh water is more dominance there, and the last one, the coconut one, is more in the coastal part. Yeah, so I think the transformations in both region also quite dependent on resources, water, including water resources, of course land, but water. Yeah, so I think we can also talk about that. Yeah, and I think, and as like Loc or just already mentioned, I think we may describe a bit about how we can looking at more less water practices. Yeah, so because those practice is not really demanding water dependence like rice, so coconut or jackfruit or lemons is not really water intensive. So I think this also we can emphasize it maybe in our study, so it can be more looking at adaptive and also transformative related to water sector. Yeah, and to add a bit. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see any hands raised yet. That gives me the opportunity to ask a question. Your story is about, well, markets development, and I was wondering, in the beginning, you do mention some of these government programs or ideals or intentions, and I was really wondering, what is the relation here between market development and government? So how much is government maybe also supporting startups, these small businesses, to start making some of the initials, or is this purely market driven change? And also at the same time, you say that these women, or at least the lemon and the jackfruit woman, were very highly educated. They were teachers in chemistry, and so I was wondering, what is this? Now, first of all, what is the relation between market development and government support?
Yes.
Who do you want? Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, that's a great question, Jeff. Because it's also the key message that we are developing the research article. We would like to figure out the relationship between the government and the enterprise. Yes, let me think. Yes, it's depend on the government you are talking about, but mostly the DAC, the DOS, the DOPI, they really support the Vietnamese enterprise, especially women or the female, because Vietnam they have the female community, the female. Let me think. It mean like the non-state non-state government organization. They support the woman a lot. How?
And
Yes, but
sorry to interrupt. And how would they support them? Is that with knowledge? Is that with money? Is that with?
yes, that is a great question. Yes, in the Department of Science and Technology, they support the has the has knowledge. It means science and technology. In the Department of Planning and Investment, they support a lot of the right master. It means they support the how to sell the product, how to make the business plan. It depends on the government policy marker you are talking about. Yes, but but in the plan government in the plan issue, it has a little complicated issue in this. Yes, but in the whole picture, in general, the Vietnamese government, the local policy marker, really support the Vietnamese entrepreneurship, the staff so much, especially the green transformation, especially the woman-led enterprise. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I see a hand raised, Professor Kitaka.
Yes, thank you so much for an interesting presentation, and particularly webinar, especially when we just had the Women's International Women Day just the other day. So actually, I think a week ago, I was just wondering, and I'm just scratching my head, and I'm wondering how financially intensive is this kind of an initiative? And can any woman be able to take up and do and kind of start that? Or maybe it's only for those who are already financially stable? And I think that's what Jab, I was trying to listen to Jab in terms of the government support. And also the question is, what about the youth? Do we have the youth? Because particularly when we define gender, youth is part of the gender. So is it an inclusive aspect, or maybe it's only for those who are financially capable? Sorry, thank you. I've finished. You can respond to the question.
Yes, thank you for your question, Diệu Hoàng. Could you continue help me to answering this question, or I do it? I don't know.
Okay, thank you, Kitaka. I think this question is interesting in the sense like I think you want I don't know. Okay, maybe we want as women want to start our business on our own. Okay, actually, in the cases we interviewed, those three women, they have already their background to build up their early career on this kind of entrepreneurship, you know. And this is not from zero, it's not from scratch. They have something. For example, the jackfruit woman, they have the support from her supervisor, and she already tried a lot of competition for startup. You know, in Vietnam, we have kind of like competition for being startup in having innovative ideas for business. So she has this idea since she was still a student. So she got first the support from her supervisor, and after that, when she wanted to build up her company for something from using plant to turn into food, vegetarian food, then I think for the beginning she doesn't have enough money actually. So then she has to, you know, ask for loaning, or, you know, asking for money like subsidies from government. And I'm not really sure how is that kind of loan she has, but of course she needs it, right? And she got that support. And when she started already and the company is growing, then she got benefits, right? She got and then she expanding it, and then okay, she has enough money to serve on her own. Then for that case, and then for mushroom and lemon, I don't really remember how she started, but I mean, in the case of we ask for helping from governments, and we have kind of subsidies, it's loaning or something, you know, this is doesn't we not stand alone. So okay, love, you want to add something?
Yes, let's talk about the financial issue. Is yes, to my best understanding, initially they spend their saving money, the saving pocket money, and they give the loan from their close relatives. It means when they have the tangible product, when they have the tangible services, they they are able to get the loan, the good loan from the government. If initially no one believe in the racy interest, because it's a very risky, and no one invest so much money and especially so much time talking with the entrepreneurs. But if they get the tangible product, it's a very easy for them to convince other, and especially well actually when they get the good services, then we get the good contract, then we get the good income revenues. A lot of organization come to help them. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, maybe I just want to add a bit. Um, I think like Lộc and mentions the government support. I think they're a bit, but not so intensive. And I think the loan is also not easy. Yeah. So for example, when Locke mentions, if you have like tangible or let's say facility, so mean you can try to use this for loanings from commercial bank. Even the rate is good, yeah, but you need to have tangible facilities. So actually, this was quite challenging for entrepreneur people. So actually, three cases, the financial situation was also different among them. Like the lemon, she's quite, I think, healthy, so she can make it good. And also the coconut one, but and the jackfruit was a bit difficult, but she tried to apply or to use some many other support, including international support. Like there was the GAZ program. They also support entrepreneurship innovation program. So and then they provide a lot of very good trainings program, including entrepreneurship courses, because you know entrepreneur is not really yet practice, especially in school or university program. So those was, and she was very happy with those training program. And her project actually also got co-funding by the trainer for with her. So was yeah. And I think also Jack also mentioned about the market. I think this is very important. So actually, our case, they are very much driven by the market because they are really sustainable, good products, sustainable product, and they go to some really the market channel was it was going well. For example, I think that the jackfruit was very good because the vegetarian food was very delicious, also healthy food. So the market are quite is quite good. So they I think if they have more investment and also more technology or marketing program, I think they can go further. We have some other case they can go to international market also with the entrepreneur one. Yeah, so the finance and the youth you was asking also Kitaka, I think they was consider, but I think they are not still not really really strong because anyway those youth or entrepreneurship, they in terms of economic contribution, they are very small contribution. So they are so actually that's what we're trying to talk with the government, because if you are still only looking at the entrepreneurship or the youth entrepreneur, they are very risk the contribution is very limited and it's very difficult to really arrive the transformation. So people need to look at also the more major SME, small medium enterprises, and how we can help them to transform, which is more, and the current policy is very limited to those areas, and I think we need to work more on that. So far, even so, it's I think what we were trying to is to give a really some of the very first uh, the study related to entrepreneurship or green transformation in the Delta, uh, but it's still in a very early state in terms of policy, in terms of government support, and we need to work much more on that in the coming years. So it's in the whole province we don't have many cases, so it's just very few cases. Talk is very good, but we need more. I think we have question.
Yes, Wim has a question.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to say that I find it a very interesting presentation, and also these cases, and it triggers a lot of thinking. And actually, my question was what you already mentioned a bit on at the end of your response, like what do you plan to do with your insights? I mean, also towards the farming community or maybe government. Do you have plans to also somehow share these insights with other actors than, for instance, the academic community?
Dr. Wong, could you answer this question?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Wim. I think very good question, Wim. And I think actually now, like I mentioned, green transformation is one of our key driver now, and actually science, technology, and innovations also will be one of our top three agenda in the coming years. So what we can find here related entrepreneurship, I think we can share the, of course, first we try to publish a paper, but I think we try to share it in some more let's say events, or even we can try to write like a policy brief or something like that to the Mekong Delta, because we have quite good connection with the local government in the Mekong Delta, and entrepreneurship is quite a very interesting topic, but of course we need to develop more let's say, more impactful business model. Those we have here, I think, still quite limited, but it's a good start. So but we found they are facing a lot of challenge. So those you mentioned about finance, financial issue, when you mentioned about policy support, so we observing really a lot there. So that those we can put it, yeah. And then when we talk about because now they are most will be most of the city province, they will have life science technology innovation and digital transformation program in the next 5 years. So I think that we can also share with them. Of course, maybe we need to work more. Like I mentioned, entrepreneurship. It's just like one of the topic. So but those to support designing entrepreneurship program for industry or for business in the Mekong Delta, I think we already have some good insight, so we can have a good story to share with them. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll take these last good words. You have a lot of stories to share with them and to share your not just your ideas with us, but also with your local governments, and to think further in how to sustainable develop and transform the Mekong Delta with local regional leaders. I would like to thank you very much, in particular Hoang and Loc, but the whole Vietnam Node team for your interesting story here that you have shared with us. And we are, of course, then also looking forward for your promise that you have something more to share in the near future. That is, at the same time, also again, an invitation to the whole team. Please put yourself forward in sharing your stories with us. And if you like, not just with us, because as a project, as a program, we've also decided to open up these webinars for wider community. So if you have an interest to invite more people beyond our TransPath planning team, then also make that clear. And then we are opening and broadening up these discussions. Thank you very much, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing you again in the future.